What's up, guys? Skippy Africanus here, and right in front of us we have the rather unassuming AK magazine. This is your standard ribbed steel magazine. When you think of the 7.62x39 pattern AKs, this is the main thing you're thinking of. Sure, they make polymer, but when it comes to these ones, the classic magazines, they've most certainly made, many more of these. However, that being said, while when I'm certain most of you think of an AK-47, you were thinking of this magazine wasn't actually made until around 1954, funny enough. Which, if you know your AK history, the AK would enter service at least in very small numbers in 1948 until 1949, when it would start to be mass-produced for main infantry use. So that being said, since it would pretty much enter service in 48, what exactly were they using if they weren't using the most notorious of AK magazines? Well, the magazine that they were actually using, what the AK was developed for, was what's called the slab side magazine. Just a very thick magazine with no reinforcing ribs because the steel is thick enough where you just don't need those ribs. Now, all of these magazines specifically were made at the Ishevsk factory. I'm not sure that it's going to want to pull up on camera because it's actually hard to see in person, but there is the Ishevsk stamp right there. Obviously, other factories would make other AK magazines, but when it comes to the slab sides in particular, unless you got something coming from the Khyber Pass, which I know those were pulling up recently, they were all made at the Ishevsk factory. While these were fairly robust magazines, they worked and all that, certainly they could have some weight reduction to them, and that's where you would, of course, get the classic AK magazine that pretty much every other country that would have AKs would start to adopt. They simply would go for a thinner steel with the reinforcing ribs for the strength, rather than just make it with a full-on thick steel, which, if I remember correctly, the slab-side AK magazine steel is like 1 millimeter thick. I'd have to double-check that, but I'm pretty sure that the steel on this is like 1 millimeter thick. I mean, these are fairly robust magazines, and you can kind of tell the weight difference between the two. Now, of course, this isn't the only weird, rare magazine. There is some other ones. I have another one we can do a video on later, but these are just pretty neat. I mainly want to do a video on it because I got this one from PSA for $70. They had a little sale going on, and I figured, on top of the other rare mag I had, why not get one of these ones? But that's just a little overview of what the actual first AK magazine was. Hope y'all enjoyed the video as much as I personally enjoyed making it, and I will see y'all next time.